We're live. So I think you need to go back there. And maybe also down here. Oh yeah, it's me. Here I am in my little channel spot. Okay, so this is a private live stream. And we are looking at Trump. Here's the problem. I just recorded a Q&D for you guys that you should have already seen, as it is Monday afternoon. And I'm hoping to get the Q&D out Monday or Tuesday. I had a feeling I wasn't going to be able to get much on Trump. I had a feeling the deep dive, and I'm thinking no, but we'll see what we can get. It may be very short. It may be non-existent. I know there's information that's going to come through. Back against the wall here. Okay. I'm looking for indictment, Mueller, impeachment, abdicating the presidency, specific information here. So it's a little bit different than the one that I've done before. And already, I mean, sure enough, he's right there. Chatty fucking Kathy. But already it's, nothing's going to happen. Full denial. So I might get information on that. Okay. Okay. No, there's nothing. Absolutely nothing here. Okay. No, there's nothing. All right, so, but I am getting some information here. So, for those of you new to this, when I get information like this, I call it the wisdom because it's easier for me. I'm a psychic, but also a skeptic. It's easy for me to interpret cards, to get information intuitively. This is completely different. This is someone is talking to me. So whether it is my inner wisdom or it's something outside of me, which I have struggled with. I have trouble with believing that, believe it or not. There is information coming through. So I call it the wisdom. You can determine whether you think it's some other part of myself or something outside of me for yourself. But that's the information that's coming through. So that's what I'm going to give you. First of all, I'm going to tell you this. Trump is completely locked up tight. I can't get in there. I mean, I can get in there, but it's not where I want to be. It's the same kind of dumb shit. Oh, here's the hallway and the carpet in the White House. Oh, I'm dating a showgirl. Okay, but he is telling me this. He's telling me this. They're gonna get my son. He's telling me that. They're gonna get him. He's very quiet. They're gonna get him. They're gonna get him. And I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen after that. So it really goes with the reading that I just did. If you have not seen that reading, I recommend you shut this off and go look at that reading. It's the Q&D for Monday, possibly Tuesday, depending on upload times, of the week of 11/12, so November 12th. I don't know what I'm going to do. I get hand wringing. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, so that's about it. I mean, that's all I'm getting. So now I've got other information coming through, wisdom information coming through, which is this. First of all, I'm getting a slap on the wrist. They're saying, Kirsten, stop channeling lower energy forms. Okay, this is going to be a weird one. Here we go. They're saying this, what you call a channel is not a channel. So they're saying you're not channeling. They say very few people are channeling, even when they say they themselves are channeling. They're not channeling. So what you're doing is you're entering an energy field and reading it as though one would read a printout. So they're saying you're not, and they're saying, you know, when you do this with Trump, so they're giving me insight on this. They're saying when you do this Trump, you're actually in a conversation with Trump. So with me, but they said you're not channeling. They said there are very few channels on this earth. There have been very few channels on this earth. Channeling requires a direct link, which most people don't have. That's what they're telling me. So I guess direct link to subject. They're telling me that I'm actually extracting psychic information from Donald Trump and actually having a conversation. So what part of him? So it's some kind of, they're giving me sub. So it's got to be subconscious. Some subconscious part of him is giving me information or having a conversation with me. They're telling me, this is very bizarre. They're telling me, find Trump in your heart. They're telling me to tell you guys this. I don't know what it means. I don't know if you're supposed to find where you have your own shadow stuff. They're not giving me any follow-up. I don't know if you're supposed to find your own shadow stuff and acknowledge it and say, okay, what do you need? Or if you're supposed to, you know, find love for the guy. They're saying find him in your heart. They're saying that's the next step that's required of humanity, is to find him in your heart. So what is this? Very mysterious. Okay. And now I'm getting this. It's a picture. It's like a grid. Literally like a grid, like graph paper. And they're showing me stuff coming down onto this energetic grid. So they're showing me like, boo, and they look like little pendulums. So they have that pendulum shape to them. They're showing me energy coming down. Oh, okay. Landing on this energetic grid and actually eradicating it, putting holes in it. And they're like, yes, this is a good thing. Everybody's going to want to know what this is. Okay, so they're telling me the energetic grid is a construct. It's a construct of energy that has been within this reality since, quote unquote, the dawn of time. They're saying that we're poking holes in that reality. That there's other assistance from other places. I have a tough time with this, you guys. Sounds like bullshit. But they're saying there's other energetic assistance from other places. So they're like, and please never forget this. They're saying that within the universe, within different realities, within different dimensions, that all the energies bleed into one another. So that the energy is feeding. We are feeding other people. They are feeding us. So it's essential that you have really good stuff going on, because, and they're saying also some areas vomit up more than others. Basically, they're saying some leaks are big, some leaks are little, but it's all one thing. So they're saying within that, okay, so we have this different dimensions, different areas, different points in the universe, even different points in time is what I'm getting. Oh, interesting. So now they're telling me with the home stuff, they're like, they're like, that was your lesson in time. Because, so let me just give you this is going to be all over the place. I can tell you guys that. I'll get back to the dimensional thing. But when I was doing those home readings, I was seeing stuff around these houses that had happened years ago, but in some cases I was like, it's still happening. I'm not witnessing this as a haunting. I'm witnessing it as something that is happening concurrently with your reality in your home right now, even though what I'm witnessing are Native Americans that haven't been in that area for 200, 300, 400, 500 years. So they're telling me, they're going, that was a lesson in time. So these energies bleed all over the place. Just excuse my toilet. I don't know why it does that. Do we have any plumbers? Do we have any plumbers out there? But they're saying that the energy bleeds, and it's kind of like you got to be careful what you're putting out. It's kind of a love your neighbor thing. Some areas, times, dimensions, realities bleed more than others. Some it's very, very little bit. They say right now ours is off the charts. Ours is out of control. It has been for some time. We are the redheaded stepchild of the universe right now. We are the fuck ups, and that's real. They're saying don't say fuck ups. They're like, don't say it like that. You guys aren't screwed up. It's just that you're getting rid of a lot of energy. They're calling it barbaric energy. And they're saying like, listen, you're just kids. You're just babies. So don't, they're like, don't get these people to beat up on themselves because they're not perfect, Miss Langston. Okay. Anyway, within these certain points in times, realities, areas. So we're talking time, space, dimension. We're talking all sorts of different things. We're talking actual material space. We're talking time. We're talking, like I said, different dimensions, even different realities and or perceptions of realities. So this is really bizarre shit. Within that, everybody has their own little energy grid. Sometimes they're showing me you can have several overlapping grids. Sometimes you have one so it's like matrixy type stuff. You have one construct that is the main construct. So that's what we've had. And they're showing me all these holes being put into it, which they're like, yes, it's supposed to be happening this way. It's supposed to be happening this way. They said they want to talk about climate change. They're saying this. They're saying, do not focus on Donald Trump. Do not focus on these people because you're giving them too much time and attention. You're giving them too much energy. Okay, interesting. So they're also saying at this point, the Trump stuff is going to play out as it's going to play out. They're telling me, okay, really, guys? What I'm getting is this: as far as the jumping around in timelines, they're saying it's like 1.5 now. So it's like you're almost kind of in a steadier place energetically as far as time goes. But they're saying the Trump stuff is now going to play out the way it's going to play out. There are no more twists and turns. Not really. It's going to play out as it's going to play out. And you know what they're saying too is they're like, listen, you guys have these lower energy forms that happen to be in charge of your government right now. That's what's going on. Like let's boil it down to the simplest terms. They're not, yes, I know, Tony. They're not really here to discuss this like esoteric, oh, it was meant to be, blah, 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 it had to happen. They're like, they have no interest in that. They have no interest in that. They're more saying, listen, what do you think happens when you put lower energy forms in charge? What did you think was going to happen? It's very interesting what they're giving me here. So they want to talk about climate change because they're saying this is next on the agenda. It's a very big deal. Okay. They're showing me a lot of destruction. I'm going to be real. They're showing a lot of destruction. And they're saying, what do we do? What do we do? They're saying, you just put one foot in front of the other and you do it. You go. You do what you can. Get insurance where you need to get insurance. Get flood insurance. Get fire insurance. They're saying as far as material stuff goes, like prepare for this because you never know. You never know if it's going to be you. They're telling me Mother Earth is going to be purging lots and lots and lots. So lots of earthquakes, volcanoes, even more tsunamis than usual. They're saying more tsunamis than usual. Super hurricanes, all that kind of stuff. So climate change, they're saying it's real and it's man-made, absolutely. But it is accelerated because of confluence of it looks like ice age stuff. Like they're showing me like every however many years, like this is what the Earth does. So it's both. They're saying that it's sped up and it's going to be that much more intense because the Earth was already getting ready to do some shit. And then we come along and, do our thing. They're cautioning me very much to not be too negative because I was going to say we come along and piss all over it. And they're like, ixnay, lady. And they're saying there's a period of destruction for many years, maybe the next 20 years. And it seems to, what they're giving me is it crescendos and it actually tapers. So, okay. They are advocating absolutely for, and this is like, duh, but they're saying, societal change is needed. Don't support companies that contribute to negative effects of climate change. They're very much recommending that. Both my feet are asleep. They're very much recommending that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is just legit. They're saying you can't do anything at this point, but prepare for it. Do as much as you can to prevent it, but this is it. I mean, I know they're saying, oh, we have 12 years before we all drop dead, right? There's that report that came out. These guys are like, nope, listen, it's already going to happen. Like, it's going to happen. Please don't think there is some kind of, miracle coming. It's not. So they're like, you guys got to prepare. Like, we're telling you, you guys got to prepare. You guys got to get ready for this. This is what's next on the agenda. But they're saying that it can and will be curbed Your job, because they're like, everybody's going to want to know what they can do. Your job is to fortify yourself as far as material stuff goes, fortify yourself as far as insurance goes, and then, you know, start supporting companies. They're saying it's big corporations, so they're like, there's individual stuff you can do, yes, of course, but the corporations are largely responsible for trap greenhouse gases and etc. So they're saying, like, don't support those corporations, support corporations that do, you know, carbon offsets and all that kind of stuff. They're like, start voting with your wallet when it comes to climate change. They're very serious. Climate change is a very big deal. They're saying, like, these fires, they're saying it's not going anywhere. But also, you have to understand that apparently this is also converging with some kind of weird ice age thing. It's a cycle. They're telling me it's a cycle. It's a cycle that Mother Earth goes through. So every so often, every, you know, 10,000 years is what I'm getting. It's like there's purgy stuff. There's stuff that goes on. She's like, oh, time to rearrange shit, guys. Sorry. What else? So, okay, they're also saying that as the energy construct breaks down and as the grid is broken, new possibilities, new probabilities come to light. They're saying mathematically the term is infinity. So they're basically saying once this grid is busted, and it could take a very, very long time. I mean, they're telling me it could be in the thousands of years, quite frankly. But they're saying that it's starting to break, and once it's broken, the possibilities or actually they're saying the word probabilities. They're endless. I mean, it's literally infinity. Like, you can go any which way. All things become possible. They're saying that right now the construct that we're in, it's very limited, and things are not all possible. And okay, and they're telling me that, you know, there's some people when they're preaching. Okay, that's another one they want to talk about. But they're saying, you know, when these esoteric people, these spiritual people, sometimes quote unquote spiritual people, they're talking about the construct. They're talking about limitations. They're talking about working within limitations. They're like, that's the old energy. And they're saying, go beyond that, go past that, go into limitlessness. They're saying it's really, really hard. They're saying it's very hard, but as much as you can dip your toe in that pond, that's where you want to be. Because that's the new energy coming in. And it's not going to be, it's really hard to describe this. Okay, the actions that you take can only go so far. So they're saying, okay, so they're saying, like, you know, if you throw something in space, it'll just keep going and going and going because there's nothing to stop it, right? We don't have that. We have gravity. You throw something here and it goes so far and it falls to the ground. So they're saying that's the difference. They're saying that limitlessness or next to no limits is kind of the way the rest of the universe works. And we are in a certain construct where that's not the way it works. But they're saying this is a mental thing. So it's not about throwing balls and having them go far and far and far, obviously. They're saying this is about constructing a reality. This is about understanding limitlessness as far as consciousness, as far as the human body goes, as far as what the earth is capable of, as far as what we are capable of, as far as what the reality is capable of. So we're talking about almost fantastical things in our way of thinking. They're saying things that would be alien to us right now, things they can't even describe to me, things they're like, you're not going to get it, like, you're just not going to get it. But, you know, imagine being able, they're saying time travel is like one of them. They're like, it's not possible to time travel. Sorry, guys. Not obviously in this construct, but they're saying imagine time travel, because that's what it is. That's one aspect of limitlessness. They're saying it has to do with time and space, dimension, duality. It has to do with for practical purposes. They're talking about like self-healing. They're talking about regeneration. They're talking about understanding consciousness in a sense that it can exist outside of a body, and that you can communicate with consciousness that is not bodily present, that is not in a material sense. They're saying, you know, that's why a lot of people have this resurgence in quote-unquote spiritualism. That's why there seems to be an uptick in people that are intuitive or psychic, people that live their whole lives not being psychic, all of a sudden they're psychic. They're saying that's part of the energy construct breaking down. They're saying, they're like, it's so difficult for them to give this to me because, well, first of all, I'm a skeptic, so I don't believe everything that comes into my head, number one. But number two, it's hard for me to grasp it because all I know is the grid that I'm in right now. So it's very difficult for me to grasp what they're saying. They're saying, because I'm like, they want to know about Donald Trump, and they're saying, no, Donald Trump is but a tiny pinpoint of light. That's what they said. And they're saying change. I mean, it sounds trite to me, but it's legit. Change begins with you. Change begins within. If you don't like Donald Trump, you have to change yourself. That's real. That's real talk. That's real talk. And they're saying, set yourself on the path to joy. Set yourself on the path to joy. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Set yourself on the path to joy. So everybody has homework. And that is, find out what gives you joy in your life. Go toward it. If it's not bringing you joy, you probably shouldn't be doing it. Okay. They're really, really ready to talk about very large concepts. Like, there's no mundane. I'm trying to kind of get mundane, and it's like, no, sorry, not so much. They're saying as the construct and the boundaries of this current reality, realistic grid that we're in, loosen. And I've been seeing this with clients. The manifesting abilities, the time difference between want and have, whether it's something that you're envisioning as horrible or wonderful, is shortened. Yeah. Okay, so also really back to the climate change too, it's like, they're like, this is not, it's not about being esoteric. It's not about fucking let's go send healing energy to the earth. It's not that. They're like, you're way past that. And they said besides that, she can take care of herself. She's doing what she's supposed to do. This is you poke the bear, and now here comes the reaction. This is what she's supposed to do. They're saying this is what she's supposed to do. This is what she's going to do. This is the track that's happening now. And you know, you can go outside and do whatever, Reiki and healing energies and all that kind of stuff. They're like, it doesn't matter. They're saying basically the earth is way more powerful than you. This is interesting. This is a live thing that you know nothing about. They're saying that a lot of native cultures had it right. But also they're saying this is something you guys don't know anything. Like, oh yeah, it's a molten lava core. Like, they're like, shut up. Like, you don't know anything. Crust the mantle. They're like, no. You have no idea how this thing works. It's programmed to work without you. It is programmed to work no matter what. It is programmed to respond to 1 billion different stimuli. You have no idea what you're fucking with here. My words, not theirs. Whether it's inner wisdom or outer wisdom, it still doesn't say the word fuck, that's just me. But they're like, you have to do, like, you poke the bear, you can't unpoke the bear, but maybe you can soothe the bear, maybe you can feed the bear, but it's legit material stuff. It's all about, number one, they're saying, and they are reiterating this 1,000 times, is protect yourself. Get your insurance. Make sure you have good insurance. You know, make sure you're prepared for certain things. If you're in an industry that could be hit by natural disasters in a bad way, you should kind of have an alternate plan on the back burner. Basically, in any and all ways you can protect yourselves, they're like, do that. But then also they're saying, just basically at this point, vote with your wallet. So do what you can. Do what you can. Changes, daily changes, you know. Everything's gonna go super extreme. It's gonna be real weird. I mean, they're like, look, the next 20 years is gonna be damn weird. They're telling me there will be loss of life due to this. And it seems to hit certain places on the planet, like not all at once, but it's like, okay, now we have problems in America. Okay, now we're having problems in Africa. It seems like there's like different hot spots all over the place is what I'm being shown. I know this is a big ramble, but this is what I'm getting. So, is there anything else? Okay, so last thing on Donald Trump, they're saying this, he is but one pinpoint of light, and they're saying, all you're doing is watching a show. All you're doing is watching a show. Now, I understand that he has imprisoned people, he has unleashed Nazis, he has done all these things. That's not what is being said here, but basically they're saying, like, the obsession with it, I have to know what he's going to do next. Oh my God, what's happening? Yeah, it's coming out of fear. Yeah, it's coming out of fascination. But they're saying when it comes to that, know that all you're doing is watching a show. Now, when it comes to the harm that he's wrought upon people, they're actually saying that Americans have done really well protesting and writing letters and doing all that, like keeping him in check in a way. They're saying that the majority of Americans are doing very, very well. Again, they're going back to this, like with this stuff with like ICE and separating the families. They're saying this is what happens when you put a lower energy form in charge. I mean, it's cause and effect. This is what happens. Okay. He can be, if you so choose, the last of, okay, the last gasp of a dualistic reality. Your efforts should be made towards wholeness. So it's not about light fights dark, dark fights light. The more you can bring about, and I said this in my damn reading with the sun and the devil thing. Wow. They're saying the more that you can bring about wholeness within yourself and within your own life, the more it spreads. They're saying, and quote, it will spread like a disease. So the more you do it, the more it spreads, the more it spreads, the more it becomes a thing. The more it becomes a thing, the better off everything is. They're saying, like, the ideas of duality, they're saying, they're like, no, old construct, it's part of the old energy grid, and it doesn't need to be a thing. Okay. Also, the last thing they're telling me is this: help the animals. That's what they're telling me, and I don't even know where this goes, but they're saying, like, this is your job, this is your task. And I don't know in what context. I don't know if this is wildfires, if this is climate change, if this is just in general, but they're saying, like, you want to do penance, you want to help somebody, you want to do something, they're like, help the animals. I'm not getting the sense whether it's dogs, cats, wild animals, horses, what have you, but they're like, you want to do something. If you want to do something beautiful, help the animals. And I just got a very weird noise, and I'm going to take that as on TV done. So I'm not going to remember any of that. I guess it's a good thing we recorded it. All right. All right, and on that note, that was a weird noise. I don't even know what that was. All right, my darlings. Well, that will do it for me. I'm feeling really out of it, so I'm going to go and get some goddamn animal fries is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my bony ass to In-N-Out. All right, guys.